Fam, today we are taking a break from the high school manhwa violence to get into an isekai that you guys have been begging me to talk about for like the longest time. But this isekai is not like any normal isekai. People call it the anti-isekai. And I feel so bad for avoiding it all these months because y'all, this is so wild. Like usually in isekai, the main character gets killed, goes to a different world, and we watch their adventure through there, right? But this story tackles what happens when the hero comes back to their world, but everything goes to shit. So without much further ado, let's talk about The Warrior Returns. Our story begins with the introduction of our main character, Min-Soo Kim. Or what seems like our main character, because we'll soon find out this guy is far from that. But as of right now, he's chilling. He's just a regular dude, not bothering anybody. But because this is an isekai, we know he can't be here for long, and this gets right to the point. As he's giving his little intro speech, Truck-kun pulls up out of nowhere and kills him, just like that. Like, I'm talking about like in the first few panels, homie gets Truck-kun. It's crazy. So he enters a different world. At first, he's super sad about it. He's crying and stuff. He just wants to go back home. But he ends up meeting companions, and through them, he becomes a legendary warrior. And he's honestly very thankful for his time here, you know? He made a lot of good friends. He feels good knowing that people rely on him and he could also rely on the friends that he's made. It's almost like things seem a little bit too happy, you know? Regardless, Min-Soo's big mission here is to beat the Demon Lord. Once he beats the Demon Lord, he'll be able to go back home. And after a year of being in this world, he does just that. After the battle, everyone's mad hype. People are having a parade for his accomplishment. They're like, hurrah, Min-Soo Kim the warrior saved us from the Demon Lord. We're lit. And he spends his time afterwards just having a feast with his friends. And they're all like, damn, bro, you really gotta leave now? Like, you could stay. We like you here, bro. Like, what's so great about going home? But Min-Soo's like, nah, bro, my family, my friends, I miss everybody back from my old life. And how does it look, me just disappearing and no one knows where I am? So with that, he heads back home, and this is where everything goes haywire. While he was fighting to get back home, he was talking about how he just wants to be rewarded for all the things that he's done. You know, he just wants to get a good job from his parents or his friends. However, to get there, the people you talk to have to first believe that you actually went to this different universe. And the sad thing is, everybody that would believe in him is currently dead. 8 months ago, his mom was passing out missing flyers for him, and she ended up getting hit by a car and dying on impact. So mom, gone. Then a little after that, his dad took his own life out of grief because his wife is gone and his son is nowhere to be found. So mom, dad, gone. He tries going back to school, but they don't take him back because he's been gone for a year. So they're like, you can get your GED, but I don't know what you were doing before. But you're probably wondering, wait, he has to have family, right? Like, of course, there's gotta be someone out there who's willing to listen to him, right? Nah. He goes to his uncle, and his uncle starts beating the shit out of him because he's like, you killed my brother. And I'm guessing his cousin is like, you should just leave because thanks to you, my family is now being broken apart. So let's recap for a sec. Homie got Truck-kun, went to a different world for a year and saved that world, and he had a great time there. You know, he became a legendary warrior, gained a whole bunch of friends, all that great stuff. But instead of coming back to praises from his peers, he came back to this dystopian world where both his parents are dead, his family hates him, and he has absolutely no friends. Yeah, I forgot to mention, because he's been gone for a year, his friends stopped being his friends because their parents don't trust him. And just when you thought it could not get worse. Homie's also homeless. Yeah, his family wasn't that rich, so all he has currently is what he left this world with, and that's about $2. So he's homeless, he can't buy food. It's looking rough for our boy, fam. So one day he just goes walking down the street aimlessly, and he bumps into some random bum. And the guy's giving him trouble for no reason because you guys know how these characters in these manhwa get. If you bump into someone, you can't just say, I'm sorry, and then keep it pushing. You gotta get into a fight because violence. But as this man is harassing him, he's like, why aren't you sad? I'm over here having the worst time of my life, yet everybody around me is happy. I am the freaking warrior. I saved the world. I deserve the most happiness. So homie says the words that change everything. Hear my call, Durang call. And this big sword just appears and decimates the dude that was bothering him. The guy's girlfriend, who was laughing because she heard Min-Soo say that weird, is now freaking out because her boyfriend's dead. And with that, Min-Soo's like, you know what? No one deserves happiness. So he puts his armor on, goes full warrior mode, and decimates a whole district in South Korea. So imagine how I felt thinking that this guy was the protagonist up until this point. Blew my mind when this shit happened. I was thinking, you know, he was probably gonna get a redemption arc. Maybe he was gonna find that one friend who maybe knew about the past world he went to. Maybe there are other people out there who went to this world and they like end up joining up together in something, or I don't know. I just didn't think he was gonna go batshit crazy and commit mass genocide. With that, we move 3 weeks after the Warriors rampage. Everyone's trying to get the hell out of Korea because no one wants to deal with this warrior guy. And now we meet our actual protagonist, Jung-soo Park, who is also just a regular student with the family. You know, he has a little sister, his grandma, his mom, his dad's in the Navy, but his dad's not here right now. And they're also waiting to get out of Korea. They're in the middle of traffic right now. But as they're waiting, a cop pulls up and is like, "People, the warrior is on his way. We need to leave." And he says this and you think, okay, cool. Hopefully there is a chance for survival here. But nope, the moment he says that, an armored tank falls right on the guy. Homie's dead. So the warrior's here now. So everyone starts panicking and running out of their cars. And to be honest, I don't even understand why people are running around like this, because the warrior's right there. Like, he's watching them from right behind them. We already saw him cut a whole city in half with one swing. Y'all are all dead. I'm sorry. Like, I don't want to be mean, but there is no chance of survival. There is no point in running. You might as well just look at the guy in his face and be like, "All right, take me away, coach. I tried my best in this life, but I guess it's time." And what's mad scary about this moment is that as the warrior's watching them, you can tell he sees all these guys as insects. He's like, "Y'all are all disgusting. Mad at you guys are trying to run for your survival while other people are dying around you. Because of that, all of y'all should die." Homie's mind is gone, bro. Whatever hero he was back in the other world as the warrior, homie's gone completely. Anyway, within the traffic of people, we see Jung-soo trying to help his sister escape. But, oh, in the worst moment possible. You think, like, you know, maybe they'll let our boy survive. Maybe they'll let him, like, live a happy life and shit. Nah. His sister drops her bunny on the road, and people, the death flags are going off right now. She drops her bunny. She's like, "Big brother, please get my bunny. I need it. It was a gift from dad." So Jung-soo places her on a car, goes under the car that the bunny fell under, and tries to reach for it. And while he's reaching for the bunny, the warrior kills everybody in the area, including his sister, his mom, and his grandmother. So we just saw one protagonist lose everything. And literally the chapter after, the actual protagonist is losing everything. After the attack, Jung-soo gets up and can't even fathom what he's looking at. Like, imagine your sibling, child, or whatever, dropped their favorite toy. You went to pick it up, got back up, everybody around you was dead. How do you... what do you do after that? Like, what do you... I don't even... I'm losing words, because I don't know how I would feel if I was in that situation. Stressed? Depressed? Super scared because the warrior's walking right up to me right now? But anyway, the warrior walks up to Jung-soo and he's like, "I like your eyes. Those are the eyes of someone who's lost everything." And since he low-key looks content with the fact that Jung-soo is just sad, Jung-soo starts yelling at him like, "Bro, this is your fault, bro." But at the same time, Jung-soo, you could be a martial arts master, but even then you will not be able to beat this man. So just, I don't know, walk away, do something. Try doing something that will get you away from this man before he kills you. But no, Jung-soo grabs a pipe and tries to attack him. And he's like, "I'll kill you." But the warrior grabs him by the neck and is like, "How? How are you, a lowly human, gonna kill me with my big cleaver sword?" And with that, he stabs Jung-soo. There goes another character. Just gone. But like Min-soo, Jung-soo gets sent to a different world. I'm not sure if it's the same world that Min-soo got sent to, but he has to do the same thing. Beat the Demon Lord so that he can return to his original world. Now we move 1 year into the future. The South Korean government? Gone. The person in charge now is Min-soo, and he also has a small team of warriors similar to him who went through events just like he did. Min-soo and his gang of warriors decided to split South Korea evenly among all of them. And the first place we go to is Jeju Island, the place where the Golem warrior resides. Here, we meet another important character named So-min. But right now, So-min is just as done as Min-soo Kim was when he came back to his original world. She's depressed for obvious reasons. The world as they know it is pretty much over and these warrior people are now in charge. However, So-min's friend is like, "Hey, we should stay positive, you know, like maybe things will get better. We came all the way to Jeju Island to survive and we're still alive. We just have to make sure we do work for the Golem warrior." Then, as if on cue, the Golem Warrior calls in all the people here and is like, all right, y'all, time to get into your daily chores. But as he's announcing what they're gonna be doing, he gets tight because he's like, why do y'all look so sad? Like I didn't save your asses. Like, if it wasn't for me, y'all would all be dead. All these other warriors are killing their subordinates, while me, I'm having y'all do work to live. Technically speaking, I'm a hero here. But the people watching don't really care because it's like they once had a life where they worked and they got money for that. You know, it was chill. Now they're just slaves. So everyone continues looking really sad. So what does the Golem Warrior do? He starts killing people. And one of the people he kills is the one friend that Somin had in this place. And Somin is sad about the loss, but like she's so used to seeing death that she's just kind of like, well, I guess I'm the one who survived again, so I'm just gonna have to live life miserably. With that, they go about their chores, but thankfully, this old lady, she sees Somin sulking and helps her out with her chores so she can go for a walk and clear her mind. Then once she's alone, the fact that she lost her only friend finally hits her and she starts ballin', fam. Until she runs into a random straggler from the army. He begs her for food and he mentions how he has more of his comrades near the shore of the island. They need food too, so Somin's like, alright, I'm gonna try to sneak the tangerines that I picked before and give them to your people. But this won't be a simple task because the Golem Warrior has a bunch of little golem eyes spying on everybody around the island. Regardless, she still tries, but when she goes to find the rest of the army men, she sees the Golem Warrior in the midst of killing them all. So she's shook. She's like, how did you know I was even doing this? And this man reveals the eyes he put up that were spying on them were just a farce. It was a joke. He actually has an infinite amount of eyes spread all over the island, watching every nook and cranny of the place. So pretty much, there is no escaping the watchful eye of the Golem Warrior. You're clipped either way. So the Golem Warrior yoinks her up and prepares to kill her. But then out of nowhere, someone comes flying down from the sky. The dust clears, and we see that it's Jung-Soo Park, back from his 1-year training arc with a f***ing spear, and homie looks pissed and ready for the smoke. And to find out what happens next, y'all already know, fam. You gotta read the manhwa for yourself. And I really hope you guys do because this story is looking to be mad good. Right now, the story is still ongoing, and we've been reacting to it on Twitch, and it's been so fun. Probably gonna add the reactions on YouTube later on. Not sure when, but I feel like this story is too good to ignore. But with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you guys think about The Warrior Returns. I was surprised to see that the rating on it was not as high as other manhwa that we've read, so I'm really curious to see what the general consensus is. I've heard some people say that it drags, which I haven't seen yet. I don't feel like it's dragging yet. I'm having a great time. Some people may have been mad with how Min-Soo Kim is the antagonist and maybe they wanted him to be the protagonist. I don't know. But nah, drop your opinions in the comments below. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and hit that bell to stay notified whenever I upload new content. Shout out to my wonderful patrons. Appreciate you guys for all you do each month. And if you want to become a patron and get dope perks like watching my live streams after I'm done, or watching Honest Gaming History early, check in the description down below. But with that being said, be easy, stay lit, stay healthy out there, Black Lives Matter, and don't forget, you can do whatever the hell you put your mind to. All it takes is practice and time. Peace out, y'all.